going on, guys? Big Rob here. If you ever wanted to learn how to force carbonate a keg, I was asked recently by a fellow YouTuber to do just that. So that's what we're going to do up in this video today. I got myself 23 bad boy, Leo, so nice, so pretty. 23 bad boy liters of APA that I brewed. I'll put the link under the video of when I brewed this bad boy. No can of goo used. All it does have DME in it, dry malt extract. Don't think I used any liquid. You definitely use some specialty grains, some hops and stuff. Check out the video under this one on what exactly I put in it. So there's three different ways from my research in my own experience, although I'm relatively new to kegging, on how to keg. You can naturally carbonate it just like you do on the bottle, and I do a lot of that as well, where you would fill up your bad boy Cornelius keg. This one I believe is a Coke keg versus a Pepsi. You might, keep look on up here in Canada. We get Kijiji, eBay, that type of thing. See if you can get a deal on them because they're about 100 bones. Brand new, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So you could, put your beer in this bad boy, then do half sugar. When I say half sugar, half the amount that you typically put in a bottle. So you put that half the amount. If you were bought, woo! Let's just slow down, big Rob. That's Cooper's Real Ale right there with a lot of adjuncts I've included. Pretty good beer. If you were bottling your beer, the total amount of sugar that you would use for bottling, you would want to use about half that amount when kegging if you wanted to naturally carbonate instead of carbonating with CO2. Why? I don't know. It's just what you do. So the shit don't blow up. You don't want a keg explosion. So that's natural carbonation. Then there is forced carbonation. Now, I've made the mistake, and I think a lot of homebrewers make the mistake as well. Anytime you put CO2 gas into the keg to carbonate it, that's forced carbonation. Now, there's the quick version, which may be what my friend was asking me to talk about. I'm going to explain it. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it today. Because I'm not in a rush to get this bad boy going, and there are some disadvantages to it. I found that with kegging, using CO2, it is hit and miss. No, wrong damn phrase or words you use. It's trial and error. You're not going to screw up your beer, but it's definitely trial and error whether or not you're going to get the right amount of head or what have you, or how fast it's going to carbonate. So you're going to figure it out on your own. I'm giving you the general deal on what I do. So the slow method, apparently, some makes a better beer in the end. I don't know. I haven't experienced that. I think the fast makes good beer too, but whatever. I'm not in a rush, so I actually want this in about 2 weeks' time, so it's going to be more than ready by then. So the slow method is to fill the keg, a Ruski, up with the beer. You do that with a hose. You've seen, maybe saw my video, How Not to Keg. You might want to watch that one because I did it all wrong. So you fill it up with a hose, which you're going to see me do, so it doesn't get oxygenated. You don't want it to get all stirred up because you want to keep the bacteria out, okay? And then what you do is you hook up your gas line to the in valve. It's marked right on it. You hook that up, and then I set it at about 15 PSI, and I let her sit there for about a week. Some people say 10 to 12. I found personally for myself 15 PSI. That's what and I leave it there for about a week, and she's good to go. Beautiful, all set. If you want to go real fast, like say today's Wednesday and I want to have the beer by Friday, you'd be pushing, but you can do it. I've done it. You fill the bad boy up. You then put the CO2 on there. You put her up to 30 PSI, and then you take this bad boy. Now, you want to make sure that your keg has a check valve in it, so that when you roll it, because what I'm going to tell you to do is roll it. When you do that, or hold the the line where the gas is going in, hold it up higher so that the beer can't flow back into your line. I've had that happen to me by doing this. So another option would be to crank it up to 30 psi. If you don't have a check valve and you can't hold it up high enough to be able to roll it so that the beer doesn't flow backwards, you could just take the line off, roll it around a bit, okay? Put the line back on, crank it up to 30 psi. You'll hear it go gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. It'll be bubbling and going on. Roll her around, okay? Take the line, put the line back on, you know, crank her back up and do that. If you got a check valve, or if you can hold it up high enough that the beer won't go back into the line, what you do is you fill this full of beer, and this is a fast forced carbonation. You crank up 30 psi and you roll it, okay, for a minute. Not a minute, sorry, 2 to 5 minutes at least, depending on the beer, depending on how much you like head. The more you roll it, the more head you're going to get, apparently. Okay, this is all in theory. Personally, I just roll it for like 3 or 4 minutes and just let the bad boy roll and see how she comes out. And that's what you do. You do that, then you take the gas off. You get this into the fridge because you want to get the temperature down. Another thing you could have done is actually put the beer in first, then put it in the fridge to get for about 12, 24 hours to get the beer within the keg cool, because CO2 reacts better with cold. If you're into scientific shit, go Wikipedia the shit out of why I'm telling these things. I don't know why, I just do the do. I know to do it, I don't know why to do it. So what you want to do is, ideally, if you want to get this thing going fast, is you want to fill her up with beer, get her in the fridge, put her in there for 12 to 24 hours, take it out, load, put the CO2 on there, crank her up to 30 psi, hear it go bubble, 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 start to slow down a bit. Either take the hose off or leave it on and just make sure that the beer doesn't flow back down the line, and roll this for about 5 minutes, just like that, okay, or on the ground, just like that, okay? And then you take the line off and you put this bad boy into the fridge again, or you can drop the PSI if you like and put it in and leave the line on. Again, it's hit and miss. You're going to have to try it. So first try it by just putting the thing in. That's what I typically do after I do that for 5 minutes. Put it in at 30 PSI. The next day I'll then reconnect the line at about 15 PSI, and within a couple days you got some good drinking beer. So today we're just going to do the slow forced carbonation. So I'm going to get my gear ready. I'll be right back. All right. This right here is called live action, guys. We've got... Yeah, and that is sitting on top of a heater, because this is homebrew and we just do what we do to make shit happen. It's pouring in there nicely, or it was. Nope, it is pouring in there nicely. So yeah, that's the hose you want to connect down to. I love this Cooper's DIY kit. You go to my website, I got links, you can check that thing out. It's awesome because you get this spigot, all the sediment drops below. Freaking love it. Hook this bad boy up to it, turn the spigot on. In she goes. You don't want a lot of splashing around, so that's real exciting shit right there going on. So I ain't gonna leave this video camera running so you can watch that, because that is just boring ass shit. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna push stop and I'm gonna drink me some beer while I wait for that to fill up. Then I'm gonna be back and we're gonna seal this shit with some CO2. Jack the gas to it, man. You can't even see me. Video's no good if you can't see Big Rob. All right, the liquid uncarbonated beer has made its way all the way down through into the keg ski. So I'm just draining the lines, all I'm doing there. All right, we're gonna let that drip so it makes a mess. All right, so now what I do is I keep the cap in a little bucket of Star San. Okay, this stuff is actually apparently food grade, so you don't even have to know rinse shit. But one of the things you want to do is get the ring, the O-ring on here. You want to get it nice and wet so it seals good. So then you put that son bitch. You see that? Yours is going to be a little different than mine. You put it in there, you pull it tight as you can, and you seal the shit out of it. Now, this is where it gets fun. We get the gas, get the old CO2 son bitch. So, you want to go, you got the in, you got the out. This is real rocket science shit. You want to go on the in. There's gas in, beer out. Okay, get that son bitch on there. I'm going to crank this up to, a couple things I want to do. I want to get this up to 30 psi to start, because I want to purge the tank of the keg. Ooh, you're gurgly. So I'm getting her up to 30 psi because I want to purge the keg of oxygen. And then I also want to make sure that the O-ring's got a nice seal on it, okay? Come on, get up there, you dirty bastard guy, you. Alright, so we're at 30 psi. So I let that run. Man, I'm too tall to be getting down like this. Is crazy. Oh, it's my beer cake. Alright, so let that sit. I don't know, it's all kind of, man, you can purge. I've seen some people purge it 3 or 4 times. So I've got a little switch on there. I can just turn the gas off. So we're going to do that. Turn the gas back on. Here we go again. So this is getting all the oxygen out because apparently CO2 is heavier than oxygen, so it drops. And this is all scientific shit again. And you know, fuck it. Don't worry about why. Just do it. But I do understand this one a little bit. Apparently, oxygen again is lighter, so CO2 goes down and pushes the oxygen out. So let's do that shit. Something like that. Something like that. Buy a damn encyclopedia if you want to know the shit. Woo! Right in the face, good old snort. Snort the old CO2, that's good for the brain cells, they say. Instant headache. Alright, so I do that 3 times, it's done bubbling. Alright. I'm gonna turn the gas off. Bam! There we go. Now I'm gonna turn the gas back on. So that's it. So what I did there is I purged it of oxygen and I sealed the old keg, the O-ring, so that's nice and sealed there now. Now I'm going to let it run at 30. I'm not, so here's, just because some of you may want it, and this video is going to go longer, just because some of you may want to fucking do this fast. Okay, you're impatient like me. You want to do this fast thing? So I got it right there. I'm going to keep this up like this so the beer can't get out, and we're just talking about rocking it. Okay? So now, this is what you do. Watch this thing fucking blow up on me or some shit. But you do this shit for like 5 minutes. Or you put it on the ground and you roll it, okay? And that's it, guys. And then if you want to do the quick method after you do that for 5 minutes. You take this off, you put it in the fridge, you leave it till tomorrow, 12 hours, whatever. I would then go release the gas, put the gas back on, and put it on 10 to 15 psi. Okay, so that's if you want it fast, like 2 to 3 days. What I'm going to do, because I don't want it fast, I'll probably leave it at 30 until tomorrow. Just like this, I'm going to put it in the fridge. I'm going to leave it 30 psi till tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'm going to crank her down to about, whatever, 10 to 12, somewhere in there. I'm going to leave it there for like a week. I'll probably try it every couple of days, see if it's, you know, how I like it. And that's it, guys. That's what I got. Isn't that exciting? Pretty soon we're drinking some APACs and maybe get old Mad Dog over for a drunken taste test. Anyway, guys, Big Rob's going to polish off a couple more home brews. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Hope you guys are having a nice evening where the hell you are. Again, if you don't know me, If you don't know me, head over to makebeereasy.com. Makebeereasy.com. Get on my list, my mailing list. I send out updates, send out tips, send out recipes, all that good shit. That's it, guys. Big Rob's out. Oh, yeah.